How's it going, everybody? This is Maj Kaisar, and this is my vlogging series where I give little tidbits and videos about how to become an energy monster, how to manage your energy so you can create it, harness it, and move it. Once you become an energy monster, you're becoming a sort of person like, let's say, an Elon Musk, a Barack Obama, a Teddy Roosevelt for a historical figure. But you're learning how to create your own reality and author your own world, figure things out. So these are the tools that you can use to lose weight, improve your sleep, your health, be better for your family, have a better career. This is me teaching you how to use the tools, and I'm doing it in this vlogging series to talk about this is what I'm utilizing. Let's say I'm at the lowest bottom, and through the end of the series, I'll get to the highest top, the pinnacle. And that'll be my authority that I'm going to develop through this series. So it might not have a lot of views right now, but if I accomplish what I am trying to do, and you have the outcome of seeing, look at the progress I made, you'll be like, oh, okay, well, let me go back and see what this guy did to achieve what he did. So in the last video, I talked about sleep. And to refresh everyone quickly, I will get faster and faster at this as time goes on. But life is energy. That is what life is. Life is energy. That's what we all are. It's what you do. It's what you receive. It's energy. And you can create it, you can harness it, you can move it. Once you learn all three, you become an energy monster. So to program ourselves to harness that energy, to create it, we can do a couple of tools, use a couple of tools in our biological instincts. So those are habits, they are reframes, and then using systems and goals. And in previous vlogs, I have talked about these. I will continue to talk about them going forward. And the first step is learning to create energy. This is where most people are. Most people do not get out of this stage until they're around retirement age, until they're around 50 or so. You're learning to create energy. So let me teach you how the steps to get to that point. But in order to create energy, there's two components. You need to input energy into yourself, and you need to output energy. Once you're getting energy moving, you can then harness it. So in order to create energy, again, you have to input it and output it. And right now we are going to talk about inputting energy and the spider web of how this energy works going from A to B to Z. We are talking about the input, which comes down to 5 different factors. It's 4 simplified. There's a 5th. So it is sleep, your drug habits, your diet, your exercise routine. And then there's an other tab. We'll go further into stuff down the line, but it's not as important if you're just starting out. So the last video, I talked about sleeping habits and how to create a great sleep system for yourself. And today I want to talk about drugs. And most people, when it comes to drugs, it's usually down to 2 different factors, but it can apply to other drugs. You name it, whatever you're doing that I don't know about. And if you want to get off the drug, this is the video for you. So if you're smoking cigarettes and vaping or drinking alcohol and you want to weed yourself off of these different factors, speaking of weed, have whatever opinion you want. I'm just saying, if you are in a position where you think you are doing something unhealthy drug-wise, how do you weave yourself off of it? So I smoke. I got myself to stop smoking. Recently, I picked it back up. I'm going to get off that system and improve my health. So the same system applies to every drug. And this is how it works. So the first thing you have to do is you have to manage your drug intake. And once you learn to manage it, you can change it. You can manipulate it. How do you do that? Managing is measuring. It doesn't matter what form of managing. It doesn't matter if you're working at a company or you're managing yourself. Managing is measuring information and changing it over time. So I'm going to use smoking as the example, but this can apply to whatever terrible drug you might be on, or if it's alcohol, or if you want to stop smoking weed as much as what you are. This is the system. Measure how much you are taking in. If you are drinking, measure how many beers you drink on the weekend. If you're smoking, measure how much nicotine you're taking in. If you're smoking cigarettes, just Google how much nicotine is in a cigarette and measure how many cigarettes are you smoking a day or in a week. That's the first step. Write down how much you are taking in of whatever you want to lessen. So again, we'll stay with smoking. We'll just assume cigarettes are the example. So the first frame, write down how many cigarettes you're smoking a day. Or you can count your vape juice or whatever, because we're tracking nicotine. And let's say you are smoking a pack a day, okay? You're smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. A pack a day. Now, what I want you to do is measure, okay, how many cigarettes am I smoking like each hour? And kind of even break it down more. And let's say a pack of cigarettes, I don't know how much I don't remember. Let's say it's like 20 to 30 cigarettes, okay? And let's say you're smoking like 2 cigarettes an hour. Every 30 minutes, you're going out, taking a 5-minute cigarette break. What you need to do to weave yourself off of that stuff is to say, okay, let me take an extra 5 minutes before I smoke that other cigarette. And the goal is to smoke a cigarette less a day or a cigarette less a week. Everyone's going to have different willpower with this. Everyone's going to have different discipline. How do you do it? You measure how much you're smoking and you slowly weave yourself off of it. The other thing too, for a vaping and cigarette example, you can chew nicotine gum. If you're chewing the gum, that is better than smoking. If you can chew gum for 30 minutes a day and instead of smoking that other cigarette and chew the gum instead for that half an hour, you're making progress. The problem is people go cold turkey and they fail because we are not made to get off of that stuff because it is so addictive. So what you can do, slowly get yourself off of it. So I vape. I am going to quit vaping. I'm going to use these habits and show you that I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it too. This is how. So write down how much of whatever drug you're consuming. Doesn't matter how bad the drug is. Write down how much you are. Break it down by the hour, by the week, whatever you think you need to do. People smoke throughout the day, so I say by the hour. If you drink on the weekends, just do it by the week. How much alcohol you're consuming. Slowly weave yourself off of it. Each week, a little bit less. Even if you're smoking, even if it's half a cigarette, even if it's when you're smoking, instead of smoking the full cigarette, and you leave a fourth of it just the way it is and get rid of it. Or even if it's switching from long cigarettes to the regular size. That's the first thing you need to do. With vape juice, you can control how much nicotine is in your pods. There's different amounts of nicotine. So even if that's just, okay, keeping the same routine of smoking, but weaving yourself off the nicotine, that's the first thing. And then keep doing more and more and more. So let's say 1 week you get off, you take a cigarette less. The next week, take 2. And you're going to get to a point where you're like, man, I'm only smoking like 5 cigarettes a day. You know, I smoke during lunch, maybe when I wake up, before bed, whatever that is, right? And you have to make the decision to go cold turkey at some point. But if you are barely taking nicotine and the nicotine is not consuming your life, it's going to be so much easier. If you go cold turkey, going from 3 cigarettes a day to 0 versus a pack a day to 0, total difference. Total level of discipline. that is going to be so much easier for you to get to. The next thing, you can find something to replace what you're doing. So what am I going to do with this? So first of all, I am counting right now how much I am smoking through the vape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and purchase nicotine gum. I will show it in a different video. And I'm going to write down and tell you guys soon in a different video how much I wrote down I am smoking. And I'm going to buy the nicotine gum and I'm going to say, okay, during this period of time during the day, from let's say like noon to 1, I will not smoke. I will only chew gum just for that 1 hour. I can do that. I can do 1 hour. I challenge you. Just do 1 hour of not doing it. And then the next week, I'm thinking I'm going to add an extra hour. Okay, I'll chew gum from noon to 1. And then I'll chew gum from 2 to 3. I'll add an extra hour. So I'm awake 16 hours a day because you sleep for 8 hours. So you're awake 16 hours a day. Every week, I'm going to add an hour to where I'm only chewing gum. The other thing you can do too is if you're having a craving, you can replace the craving. So if you drink alcohol, instead of drinking the alcohol for a day, or if you drink 2 beers at the bar and you want to have another beer, oh, maybe I'll get a Coke instead. Drink a Coke. That's one less beer you just could have had, right? With smoking, there's different things that people do because some people, again, will use the gum. There's other devices that can help you out with it, that can give you a different craving. So again, some people will also, for smoking, will drink a pop, like drink a Diet Coke or something. I bought this device called a Fume. It's some Canadian alternate to smoking where it gives you the sensation, but it's not nicotine, it's not smoke, it's not vape. It's just breathing in like herbs and different senses like that. So anyways, it's just something that keeps your mind off of it, but your brain still thinks you're smoking. And it doesn't give you the full fulfillment, but it helps. If I chew the nicotine gum and use the FUSE device, the Fume device, I can trick my brain into thinking I'm vaping when I'm not, and I'm still taking in the nicotine. The first step is to stop yourself from smoking. If you can get off of that habit and still bring in some nicotine and weave yourself off to smoking prior to the nicotine, it'll be easier to stop smoking because getting off of gum is easier than getting off of actually smoking. So I'm going to go and try to chew gum an hour a day instead of smoking for a week. Every week I will do this. After 16 weeks, I should exclusively be chewing gum. And after I am chewing gum, I am going to chew less and less each week. So instead of chewing a full piece an hour, I'm going to try to have that piece last 2 hours. I'm going to try to use half a piece for each hour. And maybe I won't even need that much. So that is the plan. And I'm going to use it. And I'm going to demonstrate it to you. And again, you can apply this to everything. Just measure. An hour a day. Just if you have the craving, wait 30 more minutes, then you can smoke. Do it in these little incremental pieces. And once you're to a point where you're really not taking in that much nicotine, or you're really not drinking that much alcohol, or you're taking way less of whatever really bad drug you're on, then you're going to get to a point where you're taking so little where you're like, you know what? I think I'd go cold turkey now. I think I'd go cold turkey. And maybe if I'm chewing gum, maybe I just have 2 cravings a day and I just got to chew it a little bit those 2 times of the day. Maybe it's in the morning, in the afternoon, or what have you. And then you'll get to a point where you can just get off of it and you're like, you know what? I feel fine. You know, maybe I go take a walk and I won't think about it. Maybe I'll go drink a pop and I won't think about it. And it'll distract me from it and I can go throughout without doing it. So again, I will measure how much I am taking in. I will go 16 weeks, an hour less of smoking each week. Then, when I'm chewing every week, I'm going to chew less and less. So whether that be a half piece down to a fourth of a piece. And once I'm chewing a fourth of a piece every hour, I mean, at that point, I'm barely bringing anything in. And then what I will do, the next thing, and I know this gets very into the weeds, but this is what you need to do. I'm going to go an hour of a fourth of a piece to a regular piece of gum the next hour. Back and forth, back and forth. So I will replace each hour with a new regular gum. And if I can do that and get to the point where, hey, I only need to chew a fourth of a piece for a craving when I wake up in the morning or go to bed or whatever, the next week, then I'll go cold turkey. And if I can go cold turkey that way, you can too. That's how you do it. So again, measure an hour or less a day then. And then take in less nicotine, but you can do it during the day. And then go from nicotine gum to regular gum to nicotine gum to regular gum. And slowly just chew normal gum as opposed to nicotine gum. And then you can go cold turkey when you feel you're ready. And you make that decision because you need to make that decision. If you do not think you can do it, you won't. To make it easier, to make yourself and program yourself to make it easier for yourself to make that decision, you cannot be a slave to the drug. You can't be. So get yourself off of that mindset. You can do it. I know you can. Then you can get off the drug. That is the system. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Again, in order to become an energy monster, to manage your energy and create your own reality, you have to create energy, then you can harness the energy, and then you can move the energy. Once you do that, you are an energy monster, like a Barack Obama, like an Elon Musk, like a Teddy Roosevelt. Think of any incredible figure in your head, or greater than life figure in your head. Doesn't mean you have to like that person or hate them or any of that. You know an energy monster when you see it. So that's it. That's all I have to say. Soon I will have another video, a vlog discussing similar topics. We will keep going and we'll keep making the series better and better as it goes on. I'm still learning how to do it. It's not going to be perfect, but I will get better as time goes on. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And you look like you're well rested. I think you did good. I think you're going to sleep very well tonight. You're doing great. And I think you're already making progress on your drug habit. So good job. Proud of you. So anyways, I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day.